Bibiana am the kwanso.
Yo.
My party no wants him to say.
Also be flag bearer say me hobby until I don't really. I'm not
okay you are whether who ni who as a shebi da also.
I didn't hear.
Baby off riba. Papa on Papa it will be difficult for you to get out of that political party.
Oh, me get here, but some be running.
And you baby on nama they will be a bit me abo. I'm a party in cool.
Some person may more mudia so be anxious dankan. Some woman bomb my money say miss me honey TV so. Say Ubi am a bomb my money, say me to me family home kuchimsa.
But that continues to be your party.
Yeah, but see you know you woman a party ma. But say you bomb my money say BBC in a Koswa. Now wait me. Maybe
they are waiting to somebody choose some presidential candidate.
Until you choose you are near.
And now you want to take that position
as a
flag bearer
for CPP at this time.
Maybe that change or Barbie team there by your body politics to lead after maybe Kunedo Ajimaro.
Me I can lead, but I mean your party they say no. Me I feel it will be opportunistic for me. Say there was a situation na key delight in so called flag bearer.
Said networking and then resource.
Yeah.
So it has a competence in Yamiadum. So it has a but your network and then how you can just make sure it's about
Ghana resources of which I can do. I mean, why not?
But the CPP as it stands now, no, we are ready for 2024 battle.
They said so. I know we a press conference. I watched it.
CPP.
Oh yes. They said they are ready for the
address here.
I don't know whether he's former or no, but I remember national organizer. No. Now he's the coordinator for the organization committee. So they said they are. So let's see how it goes.
Oh, okay. But
your minimum. I didn't put a timetable. Maybe with time they will bring a timetable together.
Okay. So my main Kenkai Ghana for Kakra of interest to me. Another Dr. Shibo Betana meeting, maybe another review. Into my main car say 2024 voters exhibition exercise change of date. The commission wishes to inform the general public that in view of the mop-up voter registration exercise slated for 1st to the 3rd of August 2024, the exhibition of the provisional voter register has been rescheduled to take place from the 20th to the 27th. But you take note, 20th to the 27th of August 2024. The commission encourages the public to participate in the exhibition exercise and is signed Fred Tete, Deputy Director, Research, Monitoring and Evaluation. And Mamensan Kai Winsumau. Now, if you fall in within this, I know in term reopening of the applications for transfer of votes, proxy voting and special voting. This comes to inform the general public that the Electoral Commission will reopen the applications for the transfer of votes and proxy voting across the country for security agencies in all its district offices across the country. Additionally, the Commission will extend the application for the transfer of votes to 25 public universities and prison facilities across the country. The exercise will take place from Wednesday, 3rd July to Friday, that is Echina, 5th July 2024. Furthermore, the application for special voting will be reopened for the media and security agencies from Saturday, 6th July to Sunday, 7th July 2024. Era Fretete election 2024 for your vote, your future. On a year or science, a year Kratawi. And I'm just also seeing a release from the General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party. It's a statement on the confirmation of NAPO. So that's long one. I think I cannot read all. All that is saying is just to confirm that Ira NAPO said party paying for Ajeno Atum. And that's the General Secretary statement. Okay, so quickly let me go through statement by the General Secretary Justin Kodia Frimpong following the overwhelming confirmation of Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh as the party's vice presidential candidate on July 4. And the National Council of the New Patriotic Party, which is the second highest decision-making body of the party, met today, July 4, 2024, to consider the nomination of Honorable Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh by His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the party's presidential candidate, as his running mate for the 2024 general elections. The meeting, which ended a few minutes ago, did in fact consider the said nomination, which forms part of the constitutionally mandated processes for selecting the party's running mate as per Article 13.3.1 of the MPP Constitution. So basically, that's what it talks about. Almost the information. But now, if I remind and to say on the 7th, His Excellency, our former president, and that of the flag bearer of the NDC, Bishia Central for Nyami Adma, 7th of July. Is this Sunday? I'll go through and read it for you. This week, I've been reminding all of us to be a part of that great encounter for the former president and the flag bearer of NDC to tell us what he has for us as media personnel. As Colondo, is it the court in town? Open for will be Triano, Peja, not brother sick a crowd. It's a court to Kwao. Chum, but also Pewanti, Kofi Bano, sorry, Kofi Tonto as well. Yeah, I should know what to say. Bibiana, I'm the Kwaso. What, bro? Baba Akonko. Say, Produana Cat Nigeria. It's the only conform our fire. Oh, him for the Saro. A Baba Jamaya Marketon. Radio Gold Baba Jamal. Oh, there be only ama when you are do late. I'm for the currency. Yeah, I'm for the currency. I see, Baba.
Bibia Boko.
Party Mugusukama.
Papa. Bibia Danaquem. I'm saying. So him say, a few in essence, you know. Yeah, I been here, Baby, rally. No. Bibia the film.
Ubia in movement.
Bibia in movement of film. Down
and to uncommon.
And the film, then send you any he and I answer me who be no. Oh, I say, we are in Timon. I'm seeing open Katia. Constituencies.
Who say Juma? Juma.
Yes, but national level. First, no. Now, a old fashioned near Babylon campaign. The cost of it alone, Crown Bitman sponsor by 3-4 constituencies. One national rally. No Bitman sponsor. In fact, by 10 constituencies. It is a because now because of social media and IT. Bibia we radio so and we TV subiano. In fact, people can even participate. And people can even interact and participate. And you need so be huge rallies near your rally, 1 year rally. And there are constituencies there. There will be things like whistle stops, and some sort of interaction on the constituency level. But about national level now, we want to do issue-based campaign. You better sub enyon tokwa enyaye edien na wo flag bearer na obetumi aye edien na waye pen edien na yenso flag bearer betumi aye edien na waye bi pen because sub mpenyin se edwa na kire ne ntoaso eno obofo nso ne ne na amede egu apaso enti se wo bana ebe ni hey no I don't think say no ebeboa.
And the NDC is happy for that kind of conversation.
Oh yes because NDC
would you say you can stand
we have what to show to the people of this country. We have it. And now, where I can see how Kajam say, Baba, Katawani bought 10 flagship projects of NDC. Minimum. At Damitrim, Wawa, Namabogo. But me, I sent a regional minister, Kajan, so 2
Omobobi
omo 4 oko 1 2 no aka
se baba wanye careful asem bi won ma woni na de pim wato ansa bo se woni woni mkura woni so be eyi kakra za na
o yiri din di sen
and so wanye careful
o yiri din
se be se kwa ni biwe but you put up the yellow I'm here above from the
ade bi wo wa ye na me o da kura ni enyenye
but was e pa
so utimi ebobo
because that's why this governor we really say no want man care feedback problem I know you didn't die nkwa na utimi we read bobo di umadi ndi enya de be yira what that sorry ya na
na ye bo ne kat regional minister Ashanti bo flagship project Ashanti mu Ashanti region go only for pem no if they no ko wia friends private project ma first lady Srea Odisi Konfanochi dem bi hono no okofa kom project. But you see, me who catch him say, hey, I sent the dinner in this year, minimum credit project, minimum so for license, you be complete here, minimum Sevilla Hospital, minimum Kumo Hospital. I don't need to think. I am natural, I will hope, and the end we want the debate of issues, what we can do, and what we have done, and what we can do. In the end, and I make it, we are welcoming that debate. Say no young konko ye young konko en ntoko he me kai e ko we offenso ye ko rally fan e man no bi omu ye ka accident sadien me
baba oni instead so mo bre pa o
masa me gina wona gina Germany so hwese ne ye me ko nkranza a police for time every nkranza every the team e ko nkranza so police for cars me no say chugu me kem no more time na msumisi minya because me nimse bi me gina na bush me gina wona yakumi to wana me ende
no
enna me chigigigiri nte nkranza secondary school anza me be gina ho ewie yo mse me tu ada ne nkoko enti sad kana ye koni now I don't need to travel the whole country to campaign yo wo officers o mono de necessarily also mo touch base anameboa but ye mu bi no your role no ntino your ha say o katem say bia ya chi obi wo e bia bolga I don't need to travel there me fa telephone minimum obekwa ye den akogina mu amame minim say semsi e bia hoa I don't need to travel into your campaign is so decentralized and properly organized into the unti de da you see onga empty barrels make most noise into un say sebi grawa e kon moye ma obeti dede eye gungungungu unti hwe neko insua emudo no enye dede enti make me assure you say NDC in the constituencies in the branches ni o say ye pese e bia no e koso sendie na epeno
Mamenda si baba jama se oso etimdin komo kama se dia bre Kofi Akwaba
no man
mejo so
be me carry me onya be to me
I mean o dem se
man be se me carry so wa ma musun de na be kasa fret na be kan ye na po your friend say
Kofi
na po so ye minu enti ka maka your friend
say so be gi appointment o mahama me kwa
na me gi ana ye den me de mo ye den
una so be gi appointment
na de ye mo ya na
obi anka ho hwe
na wutimi nya ho wutimi
okokan no so
maka
so be gi appointment o mahama
na on gi appointment
Dabi no way
o say
that's all from Ghana why do you
baby meet me kwa existing patcho e be enko baby fofo
okay
omo for masem nko
they say adwuma na etu
me patcho
one against two
ada obi busihwe obi bisa wo say obeji appointment on anado misi mempe obeji appointment oba umia misi mempe His Excellency John Dramani Mahama of our appointment obeji a misi meji adekofo wanfa eyi ba kwesi ndu
public sector
osanfa ye friend saying the Malam Isa
Malam is boss
osanfa Hagan Professor Hagan osanfa Professor Akusa into what is wrong Mumuti we. Mo NDC for nyina ye mo namfofo. Eba nana ya janto ame ye mo tamfo. So what is your problem? Me si munja me alone. I mean that. The me person me ye no mo ma menye. It is none of your business. Leave me alone. Me see said Mahama, His Excellency Mahama ma medjuma. Me ye. Minim nipa odo nipa. Minim nipa odwene nipa ho. Memfa me ho nkonko hye obi a ondo me, obi a onpemasem, obi a eye niso ayonkofa. Period. Nobody should come disturbing me. I can't tell them, leave me alone. Mo besi me so a anka mo share me ma. Yes. Yes. When you pushed me aside, nobody looked back to see baby amakoto. Usuma brewa. Baby obetodie. So otnase. So obu ni mu. Send nsem obu ye. Enye was
Asempa FM.
Timunya me.
Asempa FM. Asempa.
Ye fe anything. Oma hene. Na honorable can say omo ye adwuma wo fom. A good strategy. But some na all can. Ushie nipa omutimi bisa say na yehu Dr. Baumie akoha yehu no wo kasa one nkrofo kasa yehu ba yehu NDC for yehu CPP for intini se constituency kura nes wo mo wo be ma agro na ye de no ese so omusu timi ye media because locality bia wo media house iti team no dru ho kra they can do interviews and so radio station bia TV station bia wo online. What did they mention? They can even, they can even use your friend is saying. They can even use some of these online maybe. No omuntimi fanya den. Omuntimi fa and project whatever they are doing to make the thing good. And I say CPP a press conference. Omu yes aba. Omu de omu nhihye at ho. Mo so mo wo form ho a eno so be to hye da nanse okwa hyeama. Otimase ono so de ne dia akwa akoto ho ala nanse won so koye ne dia ono so ne nkrofo wo form a wo mo ye adwuma otiase aha inti omo so wo form omo so omo ye omo de inti no me feel say there should be some visibility no matter what you are doing
on the part of the
yes there should be some form of visibility. What I say, minya sure say wo hye form na wo ya ade a eni say wo ye den wo di besi so te dem ichi aha nti ene de me feel say de omo ye bia no wo mo nyema ye nyina ye hu na ebe ma agro na ye den
yes ase omo no ye hu ba bi omo
aha ye hu ba bi omo because sheda ye ne de obi ehun ye Dr. Baumia ye ne de obi ehun se mo so mo ye na mo hye form a mo so me ehun na me kan ye so no ye de so ye de atudwa so that it brings obi ehun say
okay so as we remember so by them say we know here just a passing through we invited him say immediately after omo omra but them say brain a bit in the bit man me be edubia Mr. Mwadaroma na onanti mu quickly of course you be quite extension say nana kwaba
menu amejoso
we there quickly am say asema dey in enemy and moja to see
enogre
the doctor Matuku Prempe
the next president of next vice president of Ghana our next president Nyame Adumamuba His Excellency Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia perfect ticket for Ghana.
The campaign Ashase
campaign the Ashase that. Nyame Aduma second phase of the next president campaign ukrade. Ashase from on the 9th now. On the 9th now, that ticket no Eddie. A presidential candidate and a running mate. Then Eddie a Kumasi Mountain so. Ebekwa kwacha otumfo tikoko so krura. Echani wepe ni nyina no anante aba Jubilee Park. Hona ebepa ticket na hontuma. Now the ticket is complete. You are a presidential candidate and you are on the running mate. Honorable Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempe Napo. And the National Council assume na FKK overwhelmingly unanimously support Obia Council of Elders in Penny for Akasa Omusopoti, regional chairman for Akasa Omusopoti, Diaspora Party Akasa Omusopoti, His Excellency the President, he was very, very, very excited. Mansana, and Jebra, Ira Mamadou Baumia, kind and krata, Nintia. It was a very difficult decision. Obekaya Bra to Abawin. Constitution. See, near Bemwa, Busumi Dumino, but also we running meet. Who are Bemu Nansono, presidential candidate in your president. And also you running mate for Fra, and also a Busumi Dumino. You talk about New last year, November, and now you call National Council December, and I hear Mamma do Baumia de 2 years, say, or say, on your breakacra. Now, what me and Nantim, or do Mosuko. Now, Obusamu ye, and no question ye, Yansono and Haye, Yahano, Yan Freneda, say a chew, a see, Debbie. A Brenner non waba a national officers in him. Now no a year a Juadea. No debate to him say a year Yamiason and
Asempa FM.
Dia
Asempa FM.
Create any probably na sefata. Nanso no nia wayinu so be kanu non na ye juma. Na nyame ya adomo a oba be ye president yi. Ni obeye ne vice president. Oni ne be ye juma ne be hihye ne mani nya no. Eye Honorable Dr. Matthew Obuku Prempe.
And party man mo jini tum bibia e kama
Pa ejini tum pa medical can say take it we say no era Dr. Matthew Obuku Prempe and no be can say odine ko desert so be manage or ye highly competent, and I'll say it any day, he is the best education minister ever. The best ever.
Ejina ususudua odi
susudua necessary.
Ebejina susudua
Ghana ha adeba ko a happen to education system. Amobi ka ho asem.
Free SHS.
Free SHS inti Yera Mamadou Baumia. Ono de bia o heli adintia because no if you're not in part of Ghana we enjoy it. However, ninu yapeni John Dramani Mahama no ko achim school achimota ya. Ne fie ye, ne sika ofie. But free SHS shase no. Ne papa yini free achimota. E de ne ko sirim so nko enjoy. Ono one book no kan. Enyu bi ne kan. It is abre no kwa na the northern part of Ghana pe. Sa abre no kwa na me fansenka. Wode tutu ne ho anka ne mamu ye pa no. Anase nipa no so bebre. Kwa no ye de ne free ha. No wa chimota yi. Ye de ne ko north. Free SHS inti. Ye de ne ko. Inti for somebody to have championed. Onuna Nanado Danko ene emede ene Nanado Danko kwa do kasa say the flagship program ade ane dana komaso enipa wo de share ne nsa e ma ne ye na wan kase mama obiri se nso obae na notice mu ene enya yenim NDC for free SHS omuso omumpe omuso yenye yi omuso omukuta sika 2 billion era eye mahama ne kan okuta sika 2 billion on fanche free SHS muda era Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo ebae afia o she ne dwumadi ase na safi na no ka che era napo say make sure say free SHS no aye dwuma, and indeed that same year era napo e ma ne baso na ebra ebon din. I'm so happy and na mititi ofo bebre mum no ma ye dwuma, former NAT executives, NAGRAT executives ni bi, professors, UTAC for penifo ni bi no mu nyina dance no mu difa ne ho. Say the commitment, the boldness, you are very confident and assertive. And they be our emede. You see, we are going to so here Jane. Now here Ira Napoa. Professor Jane, Omumi, they have something in common. Ira Napo, a education minister for 4 years. Yamame, Professor Jane, and so be education minister for 4 years. Now who compare achievement ha? Na kwa say prof amon homodin.
We've now gotten into that zone. And you are saying that you binya daje pull the cards. We've now gotten into that zone. Say we need the over to able to a particular interest, but we've now got into that zone. And whether their performance at the education ministry, and then subject to measurements.
Yeah, maybe subject to measurement.
And you know the so, but you believe that Napo Modimbo was
Margin, Professor, no education minister, 2014 to 2016, feeding grant, 2014 to 2016. Margin, feeding grant, I do special schools.
When your source, Ben.
Wait, on one in fact, I cry by handing over note. On one handing over note to the education committee, not that I'm handing over. On handing over note. And I'm happy. Sarbreno, I think there was Obi, and I'm in here. Yamefan Crency Kaba. You run a book crab. He quoted copiously from the handing over note on.
So let's have that.
Senior high school, senior high school subsidy, not paid from 2014 to 2016. Again,
when Mesro, didn't you free my main person me force on the say.
You can do your fact check.
I'm going to do the fact check. Yes. Men person will be free to go mama na ko.
What's your Obabe Kana Poo?
I'm talking about the competence. I am saying, sir, no, listen to the argument. The argument is that
you are here to come and speak to a certain.
Yes, as part of it, I am also displaying to you.
I'm about to me. Ni mi production team ene unya na se wo masa kwanya ne bade a many problem because se wo be the me susu me say the agreement is that every the BT go abakọ da kra.
It is part of the things I intended to say.
The me contest me say.
Maybe I am printing up achievements.
Wada ma we. Wada ma achieve bia no. The me can say budget. This is not part of the achievement. The me you know be the same thing. Say o masa kwanya ne dia the moment o kano so sre kwan se ha owo adwenkyere wo ho a bo masa kwan ne dia yenko eni
na we dey say ha dey fe
na bajomba
na wo bibia betako
na bajo wo
bibia what can no bibia
don't say that
that was your koi
na
wo bibia
bibia dia se minamsi ewie
that be him what to safre no anu si o so say
me na mato safre no so susu say mama o me tidu be adu kole bia ha anti
because be banta say ya
osu sa de be kama anya banta obi akwa anya banta se
na bajo de
obi anya banta se
because on no case ayi na the best education no CPP time nipa we ye free no make so
masema bon ba so enu mo na mahama enjoy free mo ya de enu mo na mahama enjoy free no free as mo de buy good it wonya ho abetimi aka senior high school subsidy omantua from 2014 to 2016 ni nyane Professor Jane funds are near they called the so-called progressively free education. You buy a car near down almost bear 40 million from 2014 to 2016, not even a time. Was capitation grant.
So are you saying that Napo buy in a way na?
Okay. So yeah, quite apart from that, Professor Jane, teacher training allowance on advice in your train. You run Napo buy and advice is a debit and will be here and some family. So what I'm trying to say is that obi se free SHS enye adwuma ontimi nye oba be ye minister for 4 years wan so mu da ekrampoda ehun akande ne hu sika kra no wantua obi so se da bi eti nan say maame abrowa bi asema na o ka se senkan kwa ne makwan no mu kusku a anka yem print omo itemized bill no ni sika o mutua na anka yem fa mre yera baba jama so about SHS ne fa mre no sika o tua memeba o pempe college yam printing and from reme nanki hu hwe ade ba ko ade bia na metaka se aboa Ghana for nyina and nobody can run away from it yakwa ahochirem yakwa atowrenchim mu Russia Ukraine war aba we aba but free SHS ekoso
all right
eti this ticket chat ticket ya ebe one in Ebetesi, Juma Ebabeyano, and I know for sure medikanka NDC for pew omum pew abawe ombelusu senya metiase omelusu kra wi he NDC for pa omunkwawe enchene poto ma omunko nyame nimra omumuna omunna ho ni omubeye bia he se mia menu aba penny appointment opo ma ho yi emaso appointment so ma promise ni bi so mo promise
e pachola na bi nko me ko ho
merci beaucoup madame
me kase me menu aba penny oso onya appointment wo ba me
nko fa ho ya wie ho
o me kase wo pe so onu cho me see o ne me kan say ya sha wo boss ya be ma obie say ya
pacho enko
eh o ma hini
ya ma ya ukada asam kasa is different
me kase me ba wo me appointment
ya bi and bi anu yen kase no enu te me kase no kwa kan na ko bi kan ya
pacho me
eti na fo no si bia so mbetene so mbekọ ha obi anya ohe na o part ma o ko mu okunsa o den obi yaro
wana wo me kunsa
ya no mu okunsa obi anya ohe o ohim obi anya ohe party ye anya ohe party a wo mu kwa odi mu gina secretary kwa no
na bi obehwe ye o mechiro nyansa bi kwa mo
da bi na me say o se MP party ye be na yan kehye na am so ye de anya no he no ni party ma no odi mu gina secretary kwa
na bi ubehwe yi o
asamba kupe na bi ti ase yen yesi
o we na meka ase program no
me ba free HS
na ko ade ne be ye dia wa
anu ye ko William so adarma
o si yen ni na yen
betwom
na bosa video me pato
video na okazo
me pato video
na bi no kawase kawase
me pesa u bo
ya kawase mo
video we video John Mahama all launch free senior
and I'm ya menye sa all launch be free now we say kwakwa
baba kawase me say baba
jaja Ghana have bia nim free SHS now than the buy enya fina be dada obey we don't even do this
because we will have to speak with evidence. What's me a lawyer? What's me a
lawyer? Senior.
The game is evidence.
We evidence very more.
Oh,
me say progressively free. Na is my twins na. That's my twins na there. Me say me kase na.
Nana Jane.
Professor Jane na.
Ono no chiwe.
Ejo de memmo kawasem
John Mahama and a launchy free senior high
progressive and free
hey nana wadarma
progressive there are categories woman no be free once we introduce especially because my can say me say me amity why should you say me banko school free. It's not correct. Me and that's why even my former finance minister or Kansama making
or Kasa enim nanado na Kasa ewo
yes awo
wadam
ko say
school
mona makwa yi munapo yen we have no problem with him because that day I was mu yobi na say men na muka ho asem no men ni dia then they afraid they are area boys in go people mu say men na come men na here come men
atinte roach out too
who can men read that
if you go
area
there
boys
you will be sorry on the show
more
me say atinte roach out too men read treasure
Baba Jamal na tiano
na po honi je
Baba Jamal ene tiano nju gaza de
ma bomodian mo lawyer aye lawyer pacho for
na mama eya ma beta kofi ma
baba be substitute
baba pacho for
me see
me pacho ma
koyi mu napo ena me ka se mu na mo se mu wo men
esa wara
men so that must say the men am wonu ni a and the me see area boys now because you see who dan what's an can say who see mo call no e unanimous but you know him say obinum raise objections and even before the committee, no can say they will raise objection even at the National Council. Into the general bed, wow, no, now say unanimous, Obianiaji, Obianka will be a. You can't disobey me today. What I wanted to give you is no me pese me mo honeymoon, and none of my kwagui. And dear mamma, kind of me day, mon can home somewhere mope. But who started the Roman of do I mean, can you see me? You're better anyway. Competence don't competence. You can never compare. You can never compare. Of the secondary school in this country is Napo. Now the worst person. The worst thing. Our students because are very competitive on the global to implement yes. And the foundation was so wrongly formulated. And next senior high school problem there are challenges. And they say green now but now what are you talking about? West person Mempesi be this and common kwache say. Oh no. What started there? Mr. Lawyer. Yeah, wakofa comparison. That's all she's all disagree. Speak to the facts. Bring figures. One of the first thing you can say, the best thing that has happened to HSS, and Apuna say the worst thing that has happened is him. Why? Because the foundation today, education of Ghana, your school call, and you're basa in the history of this country like this time. How are you saying this? Hey, and there I will tell you. Yeah. Manta secondary school break. Yamakwan. But first now you Susan. Unim say June, July, August. Yebeko September. Yebeko break. That there was some sanity in there. Obia be implemented way. The president Nankasa was confused about the whole senior high school and so all this man. He's the best thing. He's the worst who has happened to education in this country. Okay. Worst. And then me and Guadan on the 2 months. No, 1 month. Obi 3 months. You get a confused educational system today like this. You are all formulating Wakuina in the area boy in Wakui. Okay, so area boy baby do. When we have these opportunities, Mr. Lawyer, yes. Indiana Mempese, our potential leaders, no. Ebe discuss ebe define in a manner and so healthy for consumption out there. Then advising. I was not going to respond. I was not going to respond. I wanted to hear response. Your okay. Is the education are producing the best results ever. And education, I know. Oh, please, I beg you, senior. Government toppers. Can you imagine such a disgraceful statement from a lawyer? Can you imagine? From you. You're called Liberia. You're awards for WAEC. Ghana students swept all the awards. So impressive. Now I say I will studio her and a Prempeh College robotics. And on 2 occasions, and competitive global ABC. Okay, one example. I beg you. We got a student who has scholarship to go to the US. And then they said normal. I said okay. We are talking about over 60 countries. No, but so enter into comparison. We will not allow him to compare with you. No, you can't. Anybody. And say you implement free SHS.
challenges wom obi agitum na empono ama awofo obi ananka ne ba oni bie na anu abrante bi onya scholarship kwa bochi na ono oso agya e wa ade so obi ananka oni adidaso no you have a lawyer. Oh, no, no, he's rubbishing. He's rubbishing the joy. Oh, Chief, I beg you.
Rubbishing what?
I beg you. Mr. Wami, Mpacho behave. You say he's rubbishing?
No, I feel
Baba.
Don't tell him to be first.
Isn't it?
When some
oh, the Bishop of Bemuka.
Don't tell him to be first. He's talking to his
About 10 minutes.
Mama, 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
You are my Topoku Pempe. He will forever be celebrated. Say, school fees. Baba be implemented. The results coming out clearly show say free SHS resource is the best. And then you sit here with no figures, with no facts.
What fact?
Or Kasa out of now, he is here, sir. Wadaruma, Mesa Quine. Omani, Mesa Quine. Wadaruma. We are talking about the achievements. Oh, we are not comfortable. We are making opposition with the amount. I appoint to no opposition.
I can't come into
Job some do agenda. And a social position.
them go
Ekosiisen on Asempa FM 94.7. Ekosiisen on Asempa FM 94.7. Asempa FM. Asempa FM. Asempa FM. Asempa FM. Asempa FM. Ekosiisen on Asempa FM 94.7.
Pacho yasa na Pacho yasa babak. Pacho yasa babak. Ya babak. You want from him? No, Pacho. You want from him? 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 Pacho. You want from him?
my ways are not for my can work can't ocean. As someone catches all
you want from him to is it then what
then I'm a kind.
I know no on count. Then I'm a kind. Could be
wasn't be a man.
Yeah. Try and come on.
What dear?
Nana.
Deba asem na won kan kire Kofi. Then na won kan kire Kufuado. Kufuado age mate no.
Who say that?
Who age mate na Kufuado. Who age mate na
Asempa FM. Asempa FM. Ekosiisen on Asempa FM 94.7. Asempa FM.
Well, yasaba back here. Damu ya masi try and come on the so and say me pamucho. Franco Trading and me pamucho. Franco Trading Enterprise KS yemepe nyoma papa honum Nokia, Samsung, iPhone, Smart TV ranging from 32 to 100 inches. Franco air conditioner ranging from 1.5 Ecopim 2.5 horsepower. Chest freezers and refrigerators. Washing machine, CCTV camera. Nina and Franco 4 air built wakwansrum kuso. Papa Pana the hotness of Copetra Quine. Number the best from 0246 422 338 0246 422 338 and 0555 939311. Franco Trading Enterprise main house still phone papa fee and honum. Give us herbal kosoka sekope, give us cool capsules, give us herbal mixture, give us mixture and capsules, give us pea capsules and a fee a year GC mixture no any capsules so bit me case any no when your results are one kasa open and you call my baby pharmacy bia unye bi ato e honum. For 0543 222 470 0543 222 470 and our 0506 0506 85 1135 na wetimi akope give us one name papa bi so ato ye kosoto Seahorse 50/50 engine coolant no ebo engine wo ban etwe no free overheating wo na atwenwe bia enim engine so ahoden no echeye ete fuel consumption so na afia ma smooth driving into pe coolant dia Seahorse 50/50 engine coolant once our 3367 coolant no and 1090 coolant no oko bia ton lubricant unya bi ato omemu bia for 0244 577 559 and 0540 424 386 now anyone Eddie Inkitao Seahorse 50/50 coolant ebebo engine ho buying kama yaba back to studios 43 minutes after 5 nana ya janto a lawyer Baba Jamal Anafi Kofi Tonto onso atnasia yedi enkomo nana
yes darling
enti Patrick just quick one on come then we come back to our conversation.
The media then now say easy for no.
Yeah,
the prisons and the prisons caught my attention. Me who definite policy be and I believe CPPA manifesto education about the decongestion of the prisons. Will be a bonnie and nature say onye human. He might not be humane because of a dear way. But I don't just say only human. And until now, obi ya dear ukum nipa cry see as a defending lawyer will hire from anything. I think guilty on what can I say?
Innocent until proven guilty. Oh, now they're
innocent until proven guilty.
That's somebody crazy.
Your friend is saying.
Nana say that's what. Nema flu ni mra.
Prisons no. As I see it me show mo ho asem ka. Okwa is a bit pathetic. Man ho ne de ye. But me man ho no mo for so sa.
Prisons no.
Yes. Obi krampo wo a ne kron no okowia aponche. Obi wo a okowia abanche. Obi wo a no de ka. What you say? Niema bi enhyeda nka bi krank ye wo law on sem kofo be community service and non custodial sentences and KB betimi reduced. There should be a definite policy. Na ye disike bi to nchen. Na yetimi esi more prisons, more spaces. America crowd oma privatize your more prisons no. Into private sector involved. Me I'm not into that, but we believe it's a conscious effort. Ni who say ye nuano ma wo mo ho aka no wo betimi aiden adayi. We are see the difference between having freedom and being bound no very slim. Bibi ketu bi betimi de wakọ a flip wakọ the other side. Intini believes that there should be some policy on the prisons. I feel on that put the years I don't know why we are making all the fuss about this. And then the public and everybody chose Napo before. Research media every time. So I don't think we should make any fuss about it. And at the end of the day, Napo is not going to be the one on the ballot paper. Yes, neither is Professor Jane going to be on the ballot paper. If we are going to descend into Omumi Enua, what then happened to the flag bearers? I mean, whatever they did, no, and yeah, no, the Ghana for we are looking at what the two of them have done. Fortunately, our muda. So I think that we should not shift the argument because no say Ministry of Education no obi na beye bibi ama ometimi aye bibi. Policy direction, it is not driven by Omunkwa. There's an economic management team. There are so many people. There are committees. All these things. There were committees and they looked into it. So I believe that this is not the time. We will lose focus. Because the thing is about 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, 5 people, 6 people. More ballots in it is about them. We should not shift argument to only one angle. Adia na me pese me who say if it is unanimous and consensual. Na me pese me who and they appear could be ho. Me pese me who I don't know, maybe omo by anka. Me pese na me who the parliamentary caucus omo ye key. Me ba just say. Okay. Yeah. The parliamentary caucus na omo ye key. Na me pese me who o mete o monka o ho. Na me pese me ti.
Your reporter say all those who matter.
But they matter. Because for 137,
they were specific. They were specific with the kind of people they were on the lookout for.
No, but I'm saying, say, Obiti says, BB says, see, and Nipana was so botia wono, or so Timmy Bahoni, who's an eboajo. I am 5 when you went to be Emma. Let me say me who more money in the compete, you know. One more year, when I be a report, no, or Munina could be a bit Piwa congratulations. Maybe on Bay no.
I think Kennedy Japan was there.
On the son in compete, on one about me and the compete.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, or man no more pest slot, no. I a year warm, you know. What I say, at least almost 1 or 2 be baho. Now, Munina be treated foot to near, but maybe they'll do it in Kumasi as they are saying. But we see them with him, it is key. So that they said who Kennedy with His Excellency Baumia in Kumasi maybe show some reconciliation. So I mean on the whole no NPP you are more running mate. Yes, will be a being running mate, will be a being a flag bearer. I think say we shouldn't make a fuss because obey enough nipana and they say me who said Mumu sister station back why Napo Baumia ticket is wrong, it's Baumia Napo ticket. So we shouldn't make it as if we say Obaba be overshadow His Excellency Baumia. The way we are going, we should be very careful. We should be extremely careful with that.
Kofi.
Yes, sir, mine.
Okay, so your party, you've just nailed it by picking somebody Mumakumam. Mujidi said Dr. Mahmoud Baumia or Nona Ope. Mujidi said Mosmo Tanechi. So it settles the matter. Am I ready for the campaign now? You are confident with the pair?
Am I medase? Edi kan menchia one etifu nyina. Menchia me sister Nana ya Jantoa.
Ochia me ende.
Na oya da mechia wo. And ya untimi nya ho hwe mechia wo. Amenchia me bra panyi Baba Jama. Nana ya de me ne share so many times. Ya ntokwa de kondi bia. Na me nua panyi Baba Jama de
you also Brazil FD.
Okay. Tama na kaba of blessed memory or na iti Ekosiisen na obaso hwe Ghana ya manyo semu a akwatia de by NDC politics
Baba Jama
national politics now or two bomb kakra from there but he's a national figure that as young people we can say yesua bibi ba ko mienu bi every on so eyemunti. It's a privilege say and no enyakita hodie sa na oman anopay His Excellency Esheni Jumedi ase ewo University of Ghana. One say Osha there's a group Center for Aging Foundation or so na omo etu omo ho asi ho say omo be Jumedi de aboa ye maame ne papa no mu a sebe omo ne afia omo ye mpanyimfo. Now, more person see a big facility to cater for their needs, etc. Inti ene omoye event bi wo Great Hall. Inti hona His Excellency Nijumedi no esha ase. We no de nani nso kire gumu afete on GPRTU for so yeah. I think they call it quadrennial or something. It's an event bi omotaye. One of their major events are omoye and also oni omokodi ngita ho nti one aged for we ya call GPRT, you know, and sana or didn't need share
Asempa FM
Alisa Hotel na one party for no so I couldn't come more. Best no me and Sunny fa and I drew her and Chena man penny so a day on also be drew her Jumedi in our shas. It was just a one agenda event until on the Nanu December to drag the entire free say you ran a pony nipa with me abuano. We are no share in Shisha anymore. Your stakeholders are a former national council. Nti ohwe kusana na nunya panyin na baba jama ebusa se ene Mr. Nana ye ebusa se era and the appear could be wo ne ade ye ma individuals ene kasa. The body has representation. Nti parliamentary caucus no representation. To the parliamentary caucus no panyin a oda no ye majority leader era Fenyo Markins ene kasama parliament. Ejitum say parliament is supporting decision no. And sana regional chairman for also kasa jitumu, diaspora also kasa jitumu, council of elders kasa jitumu, Omampenyi Ekufuadon so kasa jitumu, and I think one or two other stakeholders of the national council biya kasa jitumu, and no the man ye unanimous because there are stakeholders that form the national council. That representation, you know, took a unanimous decision. It is a parliamentary caucus taking a decision, and they are taking a decision for parliament. But it made it unanimous. In fact, Emra era Mahmoud Baumia there was an applause throughout. And no movie the assignment is unanimous. Beyond say the general secretary move motion. Emma or more members of the council no a peja or monsa to also about 100%. There was not a single no. It is also betoswa a unanimous. So the decision being unanimous is not in question. Either you look at it and block or individual members, whichever way a unanimous. Enti na akoya niji semse party no the hianing kabum for party ni be drew jinabia ye drew na sebi nipa dodo na beka se decision awa taking no ye tawachi enti ye nyina ye boa na yakoya nim so be 2008 ade di ye nya pa ye disunity because we the vote difference ye call first round na we the vote difference finally era Mills of blessed memory they win here. It tells you say nanka MPP united and kenye ni say ko ba de ban nti ye ko yenimi e kwan be ne be fa so ay united nti panyifo no dodo na so kasa era Fenyo Markin kasa party no represented by general secretary kasa general regional chairman represented by their dean Wontumi Kasai, president Kasai, council of elder era Hakman Kasai, Obia Kasai. Enti ma hu se ampa en kabom e party no ansa na diaspora so oba ya frempon ejina mum MPP USA chairman ejina mum the diaspora no so Kasai unanimous decision. Enti ye de e niji semai eno nkyere se okun no yakon awie ye gitum tiase se okun na eda yanim no eye esa ese ye ma ye nibre na ye ho adwuma pacho emuda ho na obi kase bia MPP ye videos about tintin ko fu ho adwuma ye ne
Asempa FM.
See, it's not ye part campaign na ye fanfare na ye
FM.
We are even deliberate about shying away from rallies and all of that. We are going to the grassroots, door to door, window to window, car boot to car boot. Bebia esi ekobiano yeko ni akwa yedwuma. Ye jitum se edwuma son da yeso esi sabe anya hwe kra Ghana fo ama yemfie nwotwe esi ebu ho akonta buo no mu no na ye kire Ghana fo se de ya ye no mo akwapa no kwafo kakra we de ho no kre de aka no de na betimi ayaka ho eno ne ne Ghana fo ko di ho komo and we won't take anything for granted yen fa bibia ni agro ana yen so no so obehwa yewura John Dramani Mahama yi Mami Jane Opokwa Ajiman unze yanka no ho asemo we didn't even discuss it. We didn't. They tried that, but we didn't. Because we know where the job is. Inti Oko Facebook, I'll be who attempt the DNA. They've even NDC4 have even done graphics attacking Napo, looking for old videos and sharing it and all of that. NDC4. Oh, sir, it was known NDC. Oh, see, it was social media. And aside from saying me communicator, me one of the members are communicating so on social media. We know ourselves, and you see what their leading members are also communicating on social media. You see it, and the commentary, or you're arrogant, or you're this, or you're that, or you say they have graphics. I can share some of the graphics with you. What I want them to understand is focus on your candidate and sell your candidate. Yeah, no, we are going to focus on our candidate and sell our candidate. We are going to make sure say Ebema Ghana for who say ni ti and ye se fata say modin fie na ekan ho. That's going to be our focus. Ehun hia se ebe attack obi na ya super obi na akope information bi dia begu obi hu fi no. Focus on the message. Because there's one thing that is very clear in politics. Obiye no how ye training or yamanyo sema yi. And obiye no how ye 100% perfect. Or yamanyo sema yi. Obiya wane nenso. Ti de Ghana fo hwehwe ne ye. Wono mu a so mo kambo mu a omo dwumadie no ebetimi aboa ma yen yiedie akonanim. Eno na ye bedi ho nkomo. Eno na bisi yen ni so. We are going to sell our message. You're right. The Insenfuabe said you are 17 policies and what they are to do. We are going to go there and explain to the people what these 17 policies are. A quite bear and a befast when you so pa ever Ghana for Abrabum. Into your mind another Bibia Konawi kama sum dreamu yanti wa timi wa kami bibia ededin. Te the Nyamia say Nyamia Dumwa ebnade da enemy. And a party no be Irana po actually officially Ashanti region. Now from there we continue.
Baba Abu Nidika in this tonto
Kofi tonto
betima kasese ntumudi nanabi be there.
Ono de old
me see omudi nanabi be ye ha because wona me beto ha ena nanabi ba ya no be change o ena obema me BP sorry ya man na me pese me ye no kame yaye so atmosphere na me pese me ye no go all mama ye because they say no wa uni they say me line of communication but ni odi be mu no ena ma nka ye call off guard so atmosphere because send obai what focus on unipaso. What can Nasam? What can we politics? That is how we want conversations to go now. Comparison time we do. You never comparison. But even that we'll do it in decorum. So what matters? And I say, oh, wakasa, wakasa. And this say, we better communicate here. Nanga ne need this nanga nanabi bahakra because I think say you are competent enough to handle this matter.
Oh,
so the second many we now wanna work on mena meka confident to nyam una work on mena meka the sin nanabi ba e oba ha no so amamfa so ya wo kan ye better journey dey no because onko wo ono so ba no communicate say no to no boss no train you betumi ya nka fight oye ni nyina ya den ama what is important to say makoyimini ba onso study kasa e kura no be sen kame ni interrupt no kura because today no omoyini they should have space to tell us what who he is, what he can do. And not crying me who say sana wa Nukes president na Mr. my Nukes president will Legon University of Ghana. So that must and nana me ti woni CV most cry say I Nukes president and na maintain that Mr. my Nukes president the local Nukes president will Legon. So that must so these are the things you need to talk about. But the openness obey unnecessary comparison at this very bit. One issues no better because a be to be. That's the point I want to drive home. Oh, because you see, Napo, some of us knew Onono Oba, in fact, 8 months to 10 months ago. There was no doubt about who is coming. Who be say every leading member of NDC, of even NPP, it points to only one person. I didn't make us. Okay, we are from the very onset. Almost started when Yeyiba na Mpenifubi started to say the vice president should go to Ashanti. The vice president should go to Ashanti. Analysis today why he should go to Ashanti, which a twasum. So when it started pointing to Ashanti, all the Ashanti phony now so leading na go in among them, no, who is closest to the center?
When you say the center,
when I say center, I'm talking about Mejia. I don't know MP Mejia. He's the closest. You can't Ashanti any Mejia, and who is closest to the center? So definitely, no, things worked up in his favor, which we all know. All calculations pointed out there. And in fact, we know the role he played in Baumia's election as a flag bearer. How he handled the North. We know. And
how who,
when I say, I'm saying the role. No.
How who handled the North?
Napo, the role he played in the North. So what must hear?
Really?
Yes. And I'm telling you on facts. The role he played quietly underground for Baumia in terms of the North. The role I play. So he's coming as the vice president. It's no surprise to some of us. We know he is. In fact, you see, and there's another aspect of it which they are not even talking. I'm helping him today. We consult him and free. Uche Baumia bar politics mono. He had the same characteristics like Professor Moss, because he was not in the political arena. And he was also in the tax arena. And not only political arena, you feel Bank of Ghana in BC. In Tromo when he say Professor Moss, despite everything, will be a kind of criterion or by starting grano, some resistance can grow. His acceptability in the rank and file of NDC, now as high as everybody will expect. But with time, or call one or call two na fede obey the I will take over. But and the same thing up to today. In terms of acceptability, a full MPP personal, Baumia's acceptability is lower. And I'm a
correct. So
you needed a complete politician to partner him. A complete politician. And that can be found because Napo is a total politician. He is part of the root of MPP. Everybody knows him. His level, his membership of NDC or MPP is unquestionable. So that also complements. So what must say a boa Baumia ni ticket no. So what must say a boa. So what must say. But akwada onye ye there. Unu ko share Roman so for butum kra onye ye. And never home. So apart from these are the things that are working in favor of Napo. But you see, that angle of NIB and BNI, I don't understand. Why should a state agency investigation? This is supposed to serve the system quietly. It's not supposed to be put out there, send a bar on thing. If pools, machines, no, and papers, investigation on the two are fine. But when it comes to state, maybe we know messages no banner. Me so being this good ship thing and or can say no me cancel. Time assassin was BNI that time BNI. They came to interview me. In fact, I'm the machine to make us more than 2 hours and need in common just to compare my voice. To be sure. But report on here, no, they never published it. It was internally used. So at Masia, it is an apaba, send a make a chono. As a mine, all we as NDC, me, what I know from our plans or from our way destiny now, Napo was rated the first to be appointed among others.
So, Lawyer is here now from Dr. Matthew Poku Prempe, Vice Presidential Candidate, and he writes, "I am deeply honored today as the chosen running mate of the New Patriotic Party. I am humbled to be nominated by our distinguished flag bearer, His Excellency Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and endorsed unanimously by the Council, National Council, in accordance with the provisions of the MPP Constitution. I am privileged and duty-bound to extend my full support to Dr. Bawumia as we work together to realize his visionary agenda of propelling Ghana to greater heights. I view this nomination as part of God's plan for my life, and I am grateful for his guidance in directing my path. I pray for his ongoing guidance as I move forward. I consider this nomination as a call to higher service, a call to sacrifice, and a duty to perform. The MPP is enriched with numerous astute personalities. Therefore, I recognize the significance of my selection and do not take it lightly. I call upon all members to join hands as we collectively strive to achieve our ambitious goal of transforming Ghana into a prosperous nation. I express my gratitude to the National Council, the rank and file of our party, and our esteemed President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo for their unwavering support and faith in me. I thank Mr. President again for the opportunity granted me to serve in 2 respected cabinet positions. I am forever grateful. I am equally grateful to my colleague ministers of state, members of parliament for the confidence reposed in me. It has prepared me for a day like this, and I feel ready to make everyone who believes in me proud and win over the doubters. I understand that the task ahead requires our collective effort, and I therefore plead with every party member to come on board as we seek the mandate of our countrymen and women once again to serve them. As I assume the role of running mate alongside my esteemed boss, His Excellency Dr. Bawumia, I am committed to supporting him to prosecute a formidable 2024 campaign to break the 8-year election cycle and serve our beloved country diligently. Let us work together towards a brighter future for Ghana. My philosophies remain service and leadership. May God bless our homeland, Ghana. And it's here, Dr. Matthew Poku Prempe, MP, running me to the MPP presidential candidate, and it's signed the 4th of July, 2024, service and leadership. And what's an honor from the office or the other?
Yama, do I see it as a call to higher service. Now and the Ukan will be a tribute to higher service. Higher service, you call to higher service there. Now, other part of the world.
That's how he sees the whole situation.
Yes, that's good. A good statement. I mean, excellent statement. It's fine because that's what we expect every person who has been honored in a way to respond to. So what matters. But like I was saying, we all knew he was coming. So any at the forefront, any at the end, so be NDC. In fact, do you know what? In fact, now post appointment is like a normal situation for us. Sad man say, I say, Adia unim say banaba.
Jabada da.
Abada da ni nim say ba na this for you so no no ye e dey obi ntimi e dey the time won say do baby akra no more person come say ni din bi on don kumari wo bi na manfo bi person come sphere ni din na no. Even when that happened no kra no still no, we knew that he will still survive that and he will come along. So NT and me can say no or can say NDC for some flyers about my brother. We have other political parties competing, and especially so a breakaway party from your own party who are bent to see you, who are bent to run you down. For
the records, he's bent to win.
Oh, yeah. No, bent to win.
Or he decided there be
but bent to win. Or Casano, or Casati and this in Wongwa.
There be Ochahana.
Fly beard between now because I appear could be Casanziani Casagenano. Some mechanical kind. I mean, sometimes they are not even called that level. Obi a month for baby you don't say yes, a war back anyway. So the idea who person because they be end this in the end. Me today, when I was coming here, I thought say today no, we are all just going discuss normally into the poor. So let's give him the opportunity. Good statement by all standards. Let's all accept.
Now comment on letters to Chief Justice.
Yes.
Mr. comment called Chief Justice.
So what I want everybody to understand is that it is a must to say Ubia Benyani presidential candidate any running. Adiana Shishewi no and more sons no MPP ni NDC Ashishewi no afi ni yako trust muntwenya na munko Tuesday na munko yinu mama nsan ana mebwa na video moba afi ni yeba be yedwuma no na nze mo kakan wo be so di radio emwa munko yinu because you see we enise we sanyoede osunta krache afana mudin takrache na eden aso and Mrs. Zaka bibi here as I'm going to Mr. Zaka say even running focus I agree with you to not to remove the focus from the presidency, but you see our constitution now or our laws now makes it mandatory say vice president will be to say he is the chairman of the police council, so he has an important he say prisons here some who can. So he will have a role to play in those things. He's also the head of the government business. In you vote to say Namimpengu say MPP Bewinia Napo pay the head of the economic management. That is why sometimes you want to look at their competence as well. What role are they going to play? So that must say me, I know the role the major role is the two roles that I've told you. A complete
Asma Yura Mahama Kafa Madam Jim
he described the role. I don't want to go there.
Baba for this
no. Me invite you to Babuame. Me amini masenka. Send you come with you me boa. O come with you me boa me amewu.
The so me pa me discover.
Oh, nyame kan and say a vice president in our constitutional setup now has a major role to play, and that's what we have to consider their competence, and we should be careful who is coming.
Okay.
So because say Nanado Ebano can say one or the Baumia, but because of the economy of this country.
You honor Ekosiisen.
In making economy or go far no buy in Ekosi if baby akubi. Intina mo program ni Ekosiisen.
There are any comment on Dr. Matthew Poku running mate? Any comment before we get to?
So, Oma Fanny, no, thank you letter. That is what it is.
Okay.
You can be who are the going to see a Trinity because the party for Nafano and I mean that is.
Didn't you tell me Casa home business? And a Babacano say a Unyame na Duma or Coca Dr. Mahmoud Baum, no more be Ghana and him into Hono Opio Umpu. I said the NDC, the one interest or Jina and John Mamma waiting. Is a Yami or Madum no more bar or money be the in Fina dead. As I said, a year as should ye be better so Cacasa, a nipa ben san a pese ye quay him as a minor. Omobedi any.
You saw my navy. It is so my baby anymore. So my medi anymore. Or may what I say. In going forward, the anxious and your one castle by conducting. And that is the most important thing. You didn't ever be at Tonoso. Anyway, we say, in the conduct in the way or by yen honor. And only be whom send ye see I then echo. It's in a me feel set and now your man holiday. Na almost your cook master na Omaka quiet the Omaka outdoor need the Naco Chiru tomb for near define. If that is the structure they want to use, fine. Nti media ni nana boku wo ye me offer say. Nti no media me no ya fa na enye ne party mu na afa no. Nti really let's see how it goes and everything. Me problem everything they have said about him, no, he shouldn't let it be true. Especially the aspect say we're arrogant, no. What am I say? He should really accept that energy na is what the arrogance, no, or the shape be from na or the year juma a party. 2024 there. Almost in Yankopon Bekasa, Yankopon we are Okasa. Woman and Nidia, then Okasama. Madame for be any problem. And I'm catching and say you would jinahui, the problem no. Or Bompire Yami bet you. But when God wanted him to come through for no God or not over him. Inti no bet me aka say Yami do no beka. The dear Ben why ya me Yami. Ama ube boni din. Because social Bible moi Jesus say a mirror oma ohia ni aduane no o ma me so maduane emra wa makom ane mamanfo no wa makom ane me what am I see you eniema kra Bible ka se eboa eye food, clothing and shelter. They say ayeti gane eboa yen Asempa FM. Right clothing, right shelter, right food. A dear ben and a dawa air higher drink. And when here, say Yankopon ma, one show almost 3 years. Yami and show so and ne, almost finance minister, our your bar, or say almost spend 399 million on the National Cathedral. A Yankopon fee. Anka yesi amen Yankopon ene adani tokuru ene daho dise wo bie wano se Yankopon be mo wa wani election that shall not mention the name of thy Lord God in vain. A very very important nti ye koi ye be hwe de otumfo na anka se Yankopon be ma ne nsa so hwan ene ode be kire no dise ya yigina hedie Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempe ye yino so ma meka doctor for mienu na ahia ba ko ye letters ba ko ye medicine ena ye show mu din susu a ye wo Poku agiman ena ye wo Poku Prempe Poku for mienu no aba bihia ye nim se ni nti ye yes a Opoku agiman Mrs. Jane na Opoku agiman Dr. Nama Poku Prempe omunya ye nana fantimu na ye nana nti Yankopon ye nim de ye ba bisi. But ni nyina ewo den ewo nyame nsem me congratulate no say oye menua oye mofase me wish him ill for him but no kra da ho no me den me ka kire no so onhwe ne nantie mu yi onhwe ne kasa mu yi na me ka wo mu sister station ba akoso say se yetete wa hemfi a ye nyina yetete yen wan hwe yi a edu ba bia na kasa mu no ayi bibi kakra because say ni sitete wo no say we are assertive na de bia me ka say Ghana nya ahemfie within that enclave no ye hwe ana ye tete yen a obi ani ho bia yen aye ho but we the ba politics mu dia so timi conscientize wo mind say uni ahemfie so it me conscientize your mind say uni menhia so it me conscientize your mind say onyo hene ba because e bagana untimi emfa emma politics nti me ma no kwese na me de hia me ne say the Ghana for aka fa ne ho obetimi aye ho adwuma dia kadie onyankopon ene betimi aka.
Okay, so in wrapping up, additional 5 judges, you buy into that?
Me, I didn't know me. Time now, so.
Kasa, yes,
6:30 now. Wrapping up on only the your friend is saying, And then me who ya na me hwa ade ne dina. The area of interest to me ne the owa ambulance
Jakpa.
Jakpa de na me hwa na me say ade ne yi na kwa appeals court. Because when we in the case, I don't know. So I'm like, me pen. I said near Dimbi one. Me politics a free mo. What me jina kache say we dey kache wa nyi ni yi na nka otimi ya. Me respect. It me nim say no nti na bi o mo fu say bia I don't know. Say obi wo cases won wie me nim the lawyer for ye bia na bo be ka kire me lawyer for no if you omo do so ho bebre ya na mente o masemase e ho no generation to generation me papa we na me nua no maba na nkola na die chem se wo ma hyeda hyehye me nko na me different nti ne ya na me hwe omo din ne de wo omo ye omo ne ma na ya na menti ase papa nti no tina mi hu se ABN no a ebia me mind na ka kire me ti mi jato ho. Then I came to see say Chief Justice so say adwuma no do so nti say obi fu up na ba ko bi so wo ECOWAS court no ono so say ne time on so ye wo ECOWAS ho nti no ono so ka supreme for nti I'm wondering so obe wo ECOWAS ana on be keteli ne time no no mo de na ba ana se den nti na afi ade na ye minya kakra but at this time no ne ye more appointments ana ede be nti ne ye more appointments ana obi hwese bibi be sinti no hia backup ana
Chief Justice na recommended for
eminim say but at this time
workload
was it workload but look workload no say sense so bi o me cheche mu say bi e wo 50k me ya na me mpe
o say cases ne doso
in some e can trial or maybe judge ba ko ye 10 cases so only doctor for kasa
better further
yeah but doctor for me catch or say maybe 50 patients to one nurse and 100 patients
to doctor for bebre
here doctor for bebre otimasi yes o kwa pa west a lawyer ba ko pe nti esi e training lawyers nso mu training wo mo so kura mponkola ni de bi o mu su say school na edin mi wa mu si mu here more lawyers nti the point is that we should know, have better particulars. Say, oh, a case is a good year. So, say, me fa one Supreme Court judge. And say, me say, yeah, panel or my case is near baby. So, what is it? We need to know exactly because it is not cheap having these judges from High Court to Appeals Court to the Supreme Court to the Magistrate. One more logistics and kwano enye easy. What am I saying? So, we need to really find out exactly what it is. Entia ama say na yes so call your constitution because the constitution nature say judges know the answer to the constitution but obi so na appoint one. So we need to really look at our constitution, the appointing authority and the powers vested in the president so that at the end of the day no enkonko yes eba kura se ampara judiciary ni hia nipa but because the president ni appointing tino na ya baba be ka se oh obi influence into yes see show holistically even the way they are appointed, the way they are nominated, omo competencies need of course omo appointments committee BP but dey be na gina supporting ya dia fa wom workload na ye den files 10 files 20 dockets 10 dockets 20 50. We need to understand. We should not create the impression say maybe a baby election time because go for kasa say omo person mo load the court to na fa yin ko nkosi a edien but o man menya sure say e be court bio election na ye ba beto no ye be hu ba bi e be ko but menya sure say court asembia be because it is one too many enisa court asembia be mo bio. Elections are won at the polling station into obiama na ninko ne box ho obiama na ninko ne ballot ho obiama na ninko ne nkrata ho because that kind of tension they be a court ne de ban we don't need it into court of one so almost fairly because say nyankofo can say bibi besi I mean sure but I also don't believe that say adwuma wo ho but madam o me chechire mu because the yen sika na eba behwe wo mo oma heme ne won ne taxes bebre ba ye tua no ene ne yede mo police ene ne yede mo car ene ne yede mo ba bia atena they say Crampo National Cathedral yo mbubu ni minim so mbubu judges dan minim se yesi fofra ma wo mo a ni nyina no oma hene yesika me ne wo etua eto a yeto aduane a yeto a ne yetua ye shop a ne taxes ene yede yede hwe wo. So is it really necessary? We need data. We need better particulars.
The our kitchen one will feel it no. To no be request here. Now
the book na me am tua oka. Me ntie cheke o na nka wa na utua ho dia. Otemaze. You see the time has come we be ntimi all facets of our economy. Me feel so obi ba be request so timi chirim. So say ye hwe kra yen no every bia doctors crisis you dealing with issue a dozen ABC the political social way criminal divorce way nyina appeals court in cases say ba nko 4 year appeal what you say panel 3 judges at the appeals court sometimes we be a yenya because he shot then we know so and there's justification for you to add on. Ebi kura obi no ma retire. Meaning say justice na megacha oye midikin e wo Calvary Baptist Church ma retire. Maybe nene amegacha retire be feel eyi. Meaning say me ma me Barbara Kaye nsu so ono so retire. Me tell nka che so ono retire maybe as say feeling in position. So all this information should come out. So ebi no ma free where say feeling. Ebi binum free where humanity say so that the speculation will be removed because there be a speculation on so many things na emwa bringing national cohesion na we say na chan we say na akoye commentary na akoye bebre so with the information na ba na with the banner is succinct ya bono pokama na de ba beto ho a obi ebisa ana obi ka ho asema ontimi nka ne bebre no onfa negativity bebre so nye de emma machine.
Okay, and I'm dasi I'm making kata bia me second is here from the office of Honorable Peter Yakwachiaka, member of Parliament Amenfi Central Constituency. NDC member.
Yeah, damn for bina
ya I'm making pacho baba we are bit machine tinawals. My attention has been drawn to a video of me My attention has been drawn to a video of me, Honorable Peter Yakwachiaka, MP for Amenfi Central, addressing NDC branch executives of Sheikh Room Electoral area on the 2nd of July 2024. The meeting was one out of 5 I had in the past 3 days to explain the Mahama 24-hour economy and to also educate grassroots on the MPP's false claim that John Mahama and the NDC intend to cancel the free SHS program when elected. As the MP for the area and member of the party's national communication team, I explained to the attendees at the meeting that the MPP has resorted to lies as a result of their failed promises and policies which have plunged the nation into bankruptcy marked by debt default, the free fall of the city, and excruciating hardships. During the question time, a member asked me about the court case against the NDC-PC for the constituency. I indicated that I have been in the US for some time now, but I have had the opportunity to read the writ of summons, hence attempted to explain to the facts of the case to them without any adulteration, being mindful of the fact that the case is still pending in court. Even though I have not been treated fairly by the party, there has not been any occasion that I have publicly criticized the party or sought to undermine the party's duly elected candidate for the constituency, Mrs. Joanna Jan Kuju Down. This is despite the fact that I have been at the receiving end of several false accusations and insults from the PC and her supporters on several social media platforms. Since the constituency primaries, I have had the opportunity to appear on TV and radio programs defending the party and the flag bearer on several occasions. I have never on any occasion attempted to run down the party or the PC or anybody down. I remain committed to the NDC and will uphold the supreme interest of the party at any time. I will therefore not do anything that can undermine or divide the party. On the contrary, I am determined to do everything within my power to ensure the unity of the party in Amenfi Central and help the party retain our cherished Amenfi Central seat, irrespective of any personal differences I may have with the PC. I urge the public to disregard those who want to put a spin on the video and create an impression that I am going around sabotaging and undermining the party and the NDC-PC for the constituency. Any such claim is totally false and should be treated with the contempt it deserves. I shall remain focused on the quest of the NDC to win the upcoming 2024 presidential and parliamentary elections, especially the Amenfi Central seat. Together we shall prevail. And in signed, Honorable Peter Yakwachi Aka. Baba, you are, I'm sure showing him some of these things because of what you said.
Minim Yakwachi pa.
What's happening there is like still not satisfied.
Oba party no. Minim send the Oba party no pa. They say all this statement to Yaba. At least this statement clarifies everything, and it is a good statement for a party unity. And Nyamakaina kusi and say, Krofubi mina nebia no majumi nyomo. Kisine kakra na video being suba. Send the ochiremno. He was just interpreting what is in the rate, and now explaining what is in the rate. By no na dream and no ede no oka. So if that's the case, then I think that it clears the air for all of us. So we'll leave it at that.
The courts.
And then we'll leave it with the courts. And I like his concluding paragraphs. Say he is committed to seeing the party win both in presidential and parliament. I think it's a good statement. So I want to thank him for this clarification. At least it closes everything. And I want to war a constituency no any peace in no. I want to advise say Amenfi Central baby I see win. It's one of the safe seats I would say win. I hope say the new peace in no when in boom. Now what they are supposed to do to win no win. This is a good statement. I expect some more marketing and so be to me akwenim. So I'm say oh no dey me demand no be see osa. But when it comes to appointment of Supreme Court, you see, I am an advocate of a ceiling for the Supreme Court judges. Me jutum say constitution ye besesa no. Niama upper limit nipa also mo Supreme Court. As at now, omo the lower limit 9. Internet is a bit more 100. Be problem being. But you see, Omahine, who compare Ghana? Who say Ghana? And maybe a Koya could do at about 21. Supreme Court judges. US, the number over 300 million population. They have only 9 Supreme Court judges. Over Canada, the same thing 9. Over Nigeria over 200 million. There are 21 Supreme Court judges. South Africa about 23. So definitely Ghana no. The same way you overblow the number of ministers no. That's the same way as I blow other institutions which is going beyond hand. And I made me feel say. So I personally, in my personal opinion, there I don't think that we need extra Supreme Court judges at this time of our. I think that we should have waited for some time. Send one kind of workload. You see, cases no be brew. Before say what we should do is that we should restructure the system in such a way say cases be brew should end at High Court level, and some should end at appeals court level. Then the election petition and they at appeals court, because appeals court will be I don't know, you better make the more appeals court and people can have access to. But the Supreme Court must be preserved for serious and very special matters. Timidie, I don't think say at this time no. It's very necessary. Say, because say yanko appointed 5 more. As currently, you are about is it 11, 12, about 15 now.
The two for Supreme Court, there's an appeals court.
Well, you see, when you look at it, I mean,
so you don't buy into the workload, you know.
No, I don't think that should be a reason to increase Supreme Court judges. No, the Supreme Court judges can be given more facilities. So what must more assistance, more ways. They can be given more protocols to help them do the work. But exactly. But if you continue, then if the workload there, then we can. The advocate, how district court to be on? One day, to me, and some 30. District court. Mfa break higher court no bra. Ohonto na nsamo asabe. Sebi hu hia ne ko. Obi awi akoko. Obi akobo obi asun. And then case we cry ba court bi ameko e me beze me body. 800 intie de obi ko police station ma aya sama e na ba ko.
800 cities.
Kede oh mama budin kura 2 million.
Obi a 50 cities.
2 million. Na and no cases no me say obako one day na case 20 25 on the course. Yeah, marketing is that. But and the side advocate and they will say branch be anya district court. Or the branch be anya district court man now district court. But I think say we should look at what is happening in other jurisdictions. We are in a common world system. So I'd much let's look at what is happening in places like UK, places like US, where they have smaller this thing. Even our brothers in Nigeria, 200 over 200, they have only 21. Why can't we learn from best practices? Nobody can tell me say we have more cases here in Ghana than Nigeria. So at Nigeria, only Lagos State, any Ghana population here pay. Only Lagos State. As at the time, Ghana was 22 million. No? Because Nigeria normally 18, Lagos State 18 million. And here I mean because I think that by now they are even over your paper no much 30 million now. So it's not about workload, yes. Workload as our population grows, more work will look. But can we look at the structure? Can we look at what we can do about the system? Can we look at the other good practices or from other Commonwealth countries, and so that we can all have a better system? Because say Nigeria was 21. Why should Ghana have at a point we have even 18, 20? East South Africa with over 200 million has 23. Why should we have? US has 9. US, Canada has 9. So
crimes.
Yes. So I think we should adopt best practices from other places so that we can make our system work here. I would rather even advocate for more appeals courts to be open in all the regions possibly. Appeals court, region Biano, Yena appeals court or appeals court. So it makes the work easier. Now, we should take a bold step. Cases you should end at a point. It shouldn't every day. Matrimonial case back home. It's been running from district court and ended up in Supreme Court because our law says that everything should end up in Supreme Court. If it is from district, it should end at the High Court. So that means if it is from district, it should end at the High Court. But unfortunately, I think there's a lot of reforms we need to do in our legal system. We have to look at it and let's see how we can.
Ama me da se ayi assembly na edam akoma so pa me pese me kan anti ka ma so we judges then I think say generally and some mpanyimfo ni mienu na ka no say nyina de kwa adwendwen mu me nyi ni se boni wo mu se obi bebusa se be kirikiri mu de nti a obehia bi ayeden aka nti se na ya ajanto akasa me nyi ni se boni wo o mu se CJ ne de notice aba say adwuma no adoso but so Ghana ni busa say okay fine adwuma no adoso he na adoso di enti a menyi ni say boni wo I think say no dey is fair enti say akonya beba ma the judiciary ne the further education aba ebeboa ye nyina So yes, na it further entrenches the confidence aye nyina here. So anso na dey afutu be ma ye nuanom NDC for nso say enye bibia na ese politicize no because hwe increase ya ono onya wo there are other amaka mo other leaders amaka say is because Kufuor pese daaching or the protecting the accountability and untina or packet court na it takes away from the sensitization na pese ya na no carefully emwaye yema space na no credit no emra. And then when it comes to court, I know say by we see or we're starting 100 courts, emu 72 where we yadiama the judiciary. Enti apart from that, now busan say a dying aban si bebre obekaya Kumasi or my minister kaya Kumasi the whole estate. And yes yama I think high court judges. There are so many across the country when it comes to infrastructure and resources. Now saying Chief Justice launched a program a national conference call it Leading Justice. Her ideals and innovation Ghana judiciary system some of the precedents in book. It was quite interesting what the lady has been able to do. Basically the leading idea was on only 10 years ni vision or the so and will laying it out to Ghanaians. And as some of the proceedings when it comes to land issues are a choir see a fast no ya tro hu wama expert aye hu book the procedure to adjudicate land cases, the procedure to adjudicate this case by yen nyina hu book. Fantastic.
Education.
Yes, yeah, I'm sure, certainly, no two ways about it. So say nipa sa aka say we hear more resources then it makes me believe say watna se no adwene the opeso we hone resources we hear ntia opeso de yes ade no enti yenka ne nyina mom na yenya ne sa no mind quickly. I wanted to provide some education very quickly on so obesha na saying BOG issues on recapitalization etc etc. You see, say I'm why ho asomaya aban bi beba asem bi beba ye beka e china no say saba one here na ye say dane ano unim say this is not the first time I Ghana buying a recapitalization for BOG. In the 90s it actually happened in Ghana. Na ye can recapitalization me famra from krane hwe how tie for betias and so my uye adwuma u dwetira ode adwuma na wo 100 cedis a ode adwuma na uye adwuma no mu na ka bi bae te kan bae no na odwetire no eso teye ne bedru bi abe 55 cedis or so enti obekọ investors wo so oh adwuma na meye no e ka bi bae enti medwetire no so ate kakra ti mehia se mode sika kakra besa hye adwuma nim na ba bia se midru o my kosa na dikan ne se eno kire se wadwuma na gu ana eno kire se why you broke eno kire se why you bankrupt eno kire se why you insolvent ana there be entisa recapitalization na se kire nyina ne se for the bank to have a balanced book no capital omode ye adwuma na nam DDEP a eba yenti a omosika sem so hwan no ena aban inject capital kakra e de aboa enti yanya careful because yes we misinform people. Central banks, they can never be insolvent. One, central banks by their nature and their setup can never be bankrupt. In fact, maybe central banks, in fact, so we read the expert research on central banks. Central banks can even run with negative equity. Central banks can run with negative equity. There are so many countries almost central banks are running with negative equity. There are so many examples abound. And as a central bank making losses and not just a central bank negu.
But who is saying that?
Oh, but they've said it. Now so be catcher say the bank akọ bankrupt by insolvent. I catch you say go.
That is not the case.
Oh, but you didn't hear it.
Who said that?
Oh, Ato Forsen said it. Then he said the central bank is bankrupt, is insolvent. I don't want this asking way. They said it.
It's over politicization.
They said it.
Now you are coming to introduce a new topic.
No, I'm not introducing. I just wanted to provide education because this is something. This is something that I don't even want to politicize. I just want to provide education. But that's what I'm saying.
Anybody because I know Shikaka.
Oh, but it was said. It was said, but United States, the year 2022, US record 2020.
I just want him to understand. Okay. He's going to introduce a whole topic.
But that's fine.
There can be challenges in the system.
We may not have time to do that.
That's fine.
But you see, what you need to know, what you need to know is
that
you have to compare what happened in the 90s and what we are seeing today.
No,
we are talking about a Bank of Ghana that has lost about 50 billion.
Which insolvent, but
what are you talking about? The Bank of Ghana has it ever happened in the history of this country?
The Bank of Ghana has actually reported losses.
Don't introduce that. And up to now, as to how even those losses threshold no crowd, borrowing money to the government crowd over the threshold. What about that? So don't. I don't want
education America. You can talk about you can go into the detail. What I wanted to put out, Baba Jama, what I wanted to put out, and they say, one, let's not miseducate Ghanaians. Say a central bank can be insolvent, a central bank can be broke, a central bank can go bankrupt, and I make sure say you can raise all the issues about borrowing, etc. Many problem. I just want to provide education. Say recapitalization, and non say central bank near bankrupt, insolvent. Yes, Anna.
You can challenge some of the actions of the central bank. Yes. Questionable.
Yes.
I'm talking about the facts. The facts. That's what I'm talking about.
When the bank, from its own more practices.
How do you define it as more practice?
When you print money over the threshold,
what are you talking about?
Is it not more practice?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? We can have a full discussion on this, but let the education be stated that a bank, central bank cannot be bankrupt. Central bank cannot be broke. Let the facts be stated. Free system. And that's the point. Even the United States recorded losses. It is a recapitalizing further. And not just bankrupt.
One can dispute that fact, but it doesn't make it a breaking
news. Negative.
Ghanaians should understand. Central banks cannot be insolvent, neither can they be bankrupt. So because as a all right,
thank you.